couple other quick injury updates. Luke Keaschall, I watched him do pregame with a Ramon Borrego, who's like their infield instructor. He did the thing where he has Keaschall go on one knee, and then he kind of hits him hard choppers from a pretty short distance over and over. Okay. And he has him kind of feel this, get your reaction time and all that. He's got the cast off. He's doing one-handed swings. I think he may have even progressed to just swinging off a tee. However, not close quite yet, I would say, to going on a rehab assignment. And also his rehab assignment, Luke Keaschall, whenever it does begin, is going to be a lot longer for two reasons. Sure. One, he's already been out 2 months, and probably by the time he comes back, it'll be closer to 3 months, whereas Lewis has been out for 2 weeks. But then beyond that, we got to be realistic with Luke Keaschall. He was amazing for 7 games.
Right.
And I'm not taking anything away from how great he looked. And it's not like he came out of nowhere. He was a top 100 prospect who was certainly rising. I mean, he won minor league player of the year for the Twins last year. I mean, he's a guy, it was justified in being very excited about him arriving in late April. And then he just had one of the best first weeks in the majors that you will ever see in terms of hitting and running and just excitement and clutch situations. And I'm not taking away from that, but it was 7 games. And so again, kind of like I just said with Lewis, like whenever he does come back, I hope that the thought isn't, well, Luke, this 22-year-old with 7 games in the majors will save everything, as opposed to just add another competent piece to this lineup, and maybe you can start to, kind of build towards an above-average offense. But
I will be interested to see how long that rehab assignment goes for. Because...
Yeah, well, and just to be clear, he's not close to beginning a rehab assignment.
Right,
yet.
Understood.
So,
yes, right, that's right. Yeah. We're a ways from that to begin with, and then on top of that, like you said, he's got to get back up to speed. He's also just somebody who is brand new to major leagues. He hadn't been in AAA for more than a couple months.
Yeah, and
he was still learning that. Right.
Not even. I don't even think it was a couple months. It was a few weeks, and he actually hadn't been that great at AAA when they called him up.
Right.
They just needed somebody, and they thought, "What the hell? We like him. Let's call him up." And they were right. He was ready to make an immediate impact. But this is a broken forearm, and so.
Right.
There's some,
and that's coming off of Tommy John's surgery.
Yes,
or now,
which he's
Tommy John? Yeah, it was Tommy John. Yeah,
which he's still partially recovering, which is why he was a DH for a lot of his time with the Twins, as opposed to playing second base. But the bigger picture with him is the recovery is going well. He's healing well. I think he's scheduled to undergo another X-ray or imaging to determine if it's fully healed or partially healed, whatever. But all accounts, things are going well and on track for Luke Keaschall, but he's still a ways away here. A few other we mentioned Austin Martin, who came back from the IL hamstring, hit a homer on his first pitch at AAA St. Paul last night. We know it's not like Austin Martin really blew the doors off anybody last year, but he could at least be a bench player. A right-handed, utility man.
An option, right?
They could use that.
And he's young enough that maybe there's some upside still there that is yet to be untapped. I know that we don't have necessarily as much hope for that as we had 2 years ago or 3 years ago, but
I also think he has some of the same skills that Kersey has. In terms of pinch running, being able to play corner outfield. He's not as good an outfielder as Kersey, but I think he's maybe not quite as fast. But I would put them probably neck and neck in terms of just base stealing ability. Because Austin Martin is a good base stealer, and you would hope he has a little bit more punch offensively, although we've yet to really see that. But so he's back into the mix. If he can put together a good stretch at AAA, maybe. Emmanuel Rodriguez, who's been out with a hip injury, is still rehabbing in rookie ball, and I think went 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts yesterday. So he might be a little ways away from rejoining the Saints, but he's, by all accounts, seems healthy. Let's see, a couple other things. Another blow to the starting pitching depth, Andrew Morris, who, with Lopez and Zebby Matthews out, had become kind of the next in line at AAA almost by default. He's now on the Saints IL with a forearm strain, so he's out indefinitely. So now if they were to need a starter here before Zebby Matthews comes back, and Zebby Matthews has been playing catch, but is not, his return is not imminent either. If they were to need another starter, I don't even really know who it would be.
And welcome to the end of this video. There's lots more. For another, just click on one of these boxes.
Or click on this circle in the middle to subscribe to all of our Twins Talk.
Thank you.
Gleeman